on an all-new Dr. Phil. She's 12.
She killed our pet hamster with a metal flashlight.
She beat it flat.
Cute.
I chased my siblings around with a knife.
This is the picture she drew. Her brother and sisters in a grave.
And her parents say they're terrified of her.
I had a bunch of baby birds in my hand. I killed them.
The voices told her to do it.
Tell me what you saw and heard. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'm trying to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Okay, I want you to meet 12-year-old Aneska.
I have the most struggling life a girl could have. A 12-year-old girl. A 12-year-old girl shouldn't have to live like this.
Cute as a button, right? Charismatic, seems really sweet. Well, her mother, Melanie, says there's another side to Aneska that might surprise you.
Manage yourself, Vanessa.
No!
That's unacceptable.
No! Then take me. I just need one last chance.
Stop kicking the wall.
No! If you don't take me, I will probably hurt someone.
No, I'm not changing my mind. Knock it off. Wow.
You're taking me, so I don't care.
Okay, but tweens have tantrums, right? And was that just another one? Or is there something far more disturbing at the root of her explosive rage? Now, her parents say it's not just Aneska's angry and sometimes violent outbursts that worry them. It's also her cruelty to animals, fascination with fire, and lack of emotion and remorse that has them believing that they could be raising what they call a severely disturbed child that's really capable of anything.
Our 12-year-old daughter, Aneska, looks very cute and innocent, but she holds our whole family in a constant state of crisis.
Stupid idiot!
Aneska is explosive, violent, aggressive. She lies, she steals, and she doesn't respect authority.
Knock it off. Wow.
You're taking me, so I don't care.
Aneska feeds off of negative energy. None of us know when she's going to blow.
She may hit her siblings, cut her hair. She has gone into my purse and stolen my bank card and gone on a shopping spree. Recently, she took matches, lit paper, and set a comforter on fire. We absolutely do not know what she's going to do next. When Aneska was 6 years old, she killed our pet hamster with a metal flashlight.
It looked like a piece of carpet by the time she was done. She was absolutely nonchalant about it.
When Aneska was 7, she went outside. She got into a bird's nest. She killed the baby birds.
Aneska took it upon herself to grab the baby birds, squeezed them till her eyeballs and popped out and her guts popped out. Aneska told me that the voices told her to do it.
I took her to the doctor and we began antipsychotic medication. The voices did stop, but it didn't stop her outbursts.
Well, if you think that's serious, Aneska's parents say her violent aggression has turned towards the entire family in a very serious and dangerous way.
I'm having to keep an eye on Aneska all the time. She's uncontrollable, very volatile.
Get away from me, you bitch!
We have a knife block set that we've had to lock up because Aneska chased her 2 siblings around with a knife. One time when Aneska shared a room with her sister, we heard screams coming from the room. We went running in to find Aneska choking her. We were terrified. We didn't know what was going on and why she would be doing this to her younger sister. When we reprimanded her, she just laughed at us. It just sent chills through us.
My other kids are terrified of their sister. Everybody walks on eggshells for good reason.
We have taken Aneska to several doctors, been on over 35 different medications, admitted to our local child and adolescent treatment center 18 times. To this day, nothing has worked. If Aneska continues down this path, Aneska will either be dead or in jail. We don't have the answers. I feel completely helpless.
Okay, I'm glad to meet you guys. I'm sorry that you're in the situation you're in because you both feel very much at the end of your rope here, right?
Absolutely.
You're out of patience, Dave, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me where you are in this. And look, this isn't about putting a face on this. If you truly are where you say you are, then where does that leave you?
Probably a broken family.
Yeah.
I don't think we can continue this way for very much longer.
And what would be the alternative then? What would you...
I don't know. I don't want to give up on my daughter. Thank you.
What does giving up look like?
Giving up to me looks like giving her to somebody else to try and have them deal with the problem.
Foster care? Just surrendering your daughter, taking her and saying, we can't do this anymore?
Right.
There's no other option. I have 3 other kids to think about. Their safety is paramount.
So you're looking at this from the standpoint of saying you can't sacrifice 3 to try and save 1, particularly when the one's not being saved.
And we've been trying for so long.
It's been 9 years.
We haven't been able to figure out how to help her.
You've taken her to treatment centers 17 different times.
Yep.
She's been on 35 different medications from those treatment centers, plus more from private.
That's right.
So she's been on probably 50 different medications.
And we took her to a therapeutic residential boarding school to try and help her. And Aneska vowed that she was going to get herself kicked out of there. And she did. It worked.
She beat the host mother.
She did. And she ran away.
She's choked her sister.
And she was choking her to the point where her screams made us run. And we took Aneska off of her.
She's kicked her brother, kicked him in the stomach. And when she bludgeoned this hamster, we're not... This is an ugly situation, but this was a big flashlight, right?
Maglite.
Maglite.
Big Maglite flashlight?
Yeah.
And she bludgeoned this hamster to death?
It was like a piece of carpet. It was flat and unrecognizable.
She beat it flat.
And the thing is, when she was doing that, I didn't realize she was doing it because she was happy. I was peeking in on her, and I didn't know she had the hamster. It was down underneath an ottoman. I didn't know she had it, and she was happy. And I bent down to play peekaboo with her, and I noticed Kleenex everywhere. And I went over to see what was going on, and the hamster was covered by the Kleenex.
Now, when she killed these baby birds, she squished them one at a time in her hand, so this wasn't an impulse thing. She had to methodically go through the entire nest and kill them one at a time.
And I don't know who could do that with their bare hands. And not just one, but several.
Okay, she was 6 when she did this?
7, I believe, when
she was
did
7
the birds.
for the birds, 6 for the hamster.
Correct.
Okay. She said voices told her to do that.
When I questioned her about the birds, she told me that there were voices that told her that she needed to do this, otherwise they would harm her family.
Okay, is this a manipulation, a way to escape accountability, or do you think she's actually hearing voices?
I honestly don't know, because she was 7. What 7-year-old would know to make something like that up? I don't know.
Yeah.
She threatened to kill you. She's stolen your credit card. At what age?
That was at 11.
Okay, and went on a shopping spree. She stalked the vice principal and threatened the vice principal, right?
She did.
Okay, she's chased her siblings around with a knife. she said that she kicked the vice principal in the groin and then announced it on the loudspeaker. Did she actually do that, or she just said she did?
She told another psychologist this story, and she was so believable that the psychologist asked us, and that never happened.
Now, she's attacked her brother and punched him in the stomach. She's assaulted the host mother. We talked about that.
Right.
She set fire to the comforter. She does play with matches. That's a problem. Now, she actually hung herself with a dog leash.
She did.
Over the door, right?
Which
She's the door.
she looped the dog, the collar part, to the leash, put it around her neck, hung it over the door, and jumped off of her desk.
She's tried to break down the door to get to her brothers and sisters when they were hiding behind the door to keep her away.
Right.
The babysitter asked her when she was trying to get at them behind that door, she said, "You're so angry, draw a picture right now." And this is the picture she drew. Her brothers and sisters in a grave with grave markers and her on the side.
With something in her hand?
Right. It's either a shovel or something that she...
or a knife.
Or something she killed them with. It's hard to say. And this was just a few weeks ago.
It absolutely was. And she wants to be the only child.
All right, next, Aneska admits that she's killed animals, is violent with her siblings, hears voices, and hung herself with a dog collar just to see what it felt like. We're going to meet her when we come back.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would think my anger would be 10. Violence, physical abuse, verbal abuse. Trust me, when that happens, you do not want to be in my room.
And later...
I was acting like a teenager, stealing her mom's credit card and going out the door.
You bought duct tape, neon yellow fishnets, and a dress. What were you going to do with duct tape?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My husband is addicted to video games. He didn't even come out for his own daughter on her 14th birthday party.
I've been sick, Rachel.
Is he choosing gaming over his family?
You bought a flat screen on vacation to play your video game?
Yes, she said, go ahead, do it.
So I didn't have to hear him bitch the whole time.
Her temper is out the roof.
Was that her temper?
Yeah, that was her temper when she gets mad at me.
Well, you're a little thin-skinned.
That's tomorrow.
When Aneska was 3 years old, she fell off a tricycle and landed on her face. She had chipped a tooth, her face was swollen, and she was bleeding. Aneska was taken to the hospital, and she had a quick examination by a doctor, and we were told to take her home. About a week later, we noticed a change in Aneska's personality and behaviors.
It was like somebody had flipped a switch. Aneska was a totally different child.
As each year went by, Aneska's attitude progressively got worse. She started screaming and yelling at people, becoming defiant, being aggressive with family members. By the time Aneska was 6 years old, she was out of control. I think that fall may be where this all began.
Well, Melanie and her husband Dave say the last 9 years of their life have been a living hell. They say their daughter Aneska has been hospitalized 17 times. Aneska says she's not the problem, they are. Now, my staff says Aneska has been quite a handful, escaping from her parents' hotel room, running away during her field shoot, telling producers that, quote, if I don't fix her, her mother's in big trouble. Now, obviously, this fall is something that could have been a trigger, could have been some traumatic brain injury, but yet you've had brain scans since that time, and you're told everything appears normal.
That's what we were told. She's had an MRI.
Right, and there doesn't seem to be any irregularities there, so it's not that you haven't checked that.
Nope.
People think, well, she fell and then it started, duh. But that has been checked, and MRI doesn't suggest any damage or irregularities, but we're going to talk more about that as we go on. Let's hear from Aneska.
My behavior is pretty bad. Violence, physical abuse, verbal abuse. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would think my anger would be 10. Trust me, when that happens, you do not want to be in my room. One time, I got really angry. I jumped off my bed, and I pushed my mom, and it really hurt her back. I called my dad stupid, idiot, moron, dumb. If my brothers and my sisters do something annoying, they're in big trouble. I'll hurt them, I'll threaten. One time, they made me really angry, and I chased my siblings around with a knife. When I was 6, I had a hamster named Jack. One time, I took him out of his cage. I wanted to play doctor.
She used the mag light and basically beat it to death into a flat object.
Did you smash it?
Oh, my God. I remember where I did it. It was in the living room.
Was he smashed?
Yeah, he was gone. Another time, Mom showed us baby birds. I said, oh, they're so cute. 5 minutes later, had a bunch of baby birds in my hands. And then that's when I remembered, if I put them back in the nest, the mama bird would kill them. The voices told me if I don't save the baby birds, then they're gonna do something to my family, something bad. So I killed them. Violence makes me feel comfortable. It's just a bad situation.
Okay, Aneska, I'm Dr. Phil.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Do you think you have a problem with anger?
Yeah.
Why do you think you do? Why do you think you get angry?
I was maybe born with it.
Can you tell when you're going to get angry? I mean,
No.
you're not angry right now, right?
No.
And once you are angry, if you start really getting upset, really getting angry, do you remember afterwards everything you said or did?
No.
Do you remember
Not very much.
some of it, most of it, or none of it?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. What makes you angry the most often? What irritates you the most?
My siblings.
Have you ever started to get mad and told yourself not to?
Mm-mm.
So if you start to get mad, you get mad 100% of the time?
Yes.
Every single time?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
I really have no idea.
Didn't you tell us that you do it because it works?
Mm-hmm. If I don't get what I want, I'll get upset.
Yeah.
Like, really upset.
Does that usually get you what you want? I mean, when you get really mad, does it...
Sometimes.
Are you glad that you're not going to school?
Yes.
Why?
It's boring there.
What do you think you're going to do when you're older? I mean, like right now, you're 12 and you're staying at home. You can't stay home forever, right?
I want to be a vet.
A vet? But to do that, you have to go to school, right?
Oh.
How many friends do you have?
Not very many.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Do you get mad at your friends?
No. I take over, though. Mm-hmm.
You run things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that okay with them?
I'm like the man in the house.
With your friends?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that okay with them?
I don't really like it that much.
Is that why you don't have very many?
Probably.
Now, Aneska says that sometimes her real self is asleep. She says that's what happens when she tried to hang herself with a dog leash. We'll be right back.
When I'm not in control, my real self is asleep. And then this other side of me comes out. Like, you know, the devil and the angel side.
And later,
I just couldn't take it anymore. Grabbed her by the arm, and she just jellyfished on me, and I went head over heels into the cupboards.
You almost broke my ankle. I don't regret anything that I've done in the past because I have a bad memory. I have trouble controlling myself sometimes because I feel like someone's in control of my body. One time, I went downstairs all giddy and happy, and then the next thing I know, I took the dog leash, hung it up on my door, and then you know that leash where it clicks on? I click it to the other part, put that around my neck, tighten it, and then I jump. I wasn't scared. I didn't even know that was happening. It's like somebody was in control of myself. When I'm not in control, I don't feel anything. My real self is asleep, and then this other side of me comes out, like, you know, the devil and the angel side. I want my family to understand what I'm going through right now. I know they're trying their hardest, and I know they want to know what's going on, but they don't. I hope Dr. Phil can solve some of my problems, and I think he's one of my last hopes left.
Okay, tell me how you feel about watching yourself on screen.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, too.
As you watch it, what were you thinking about what you were seeing and what you were hearing yourself say?
I don't know, I was just covering my eyes.
Tell me what it's like when you hear voices.
I don't hear them anymore.
Did you ever really hear them, or were they just kind of thoughts that crept into your mind?
I don't know. Like, sometimes I hear whispers, and I can't make out what they're saying.
Okay.
So it's scary for me.
Can I just ask, maybe, can you explain, remember that army voice? Can you talk a little bit about that and just explain the soldier? Like, did you see him or did you just hear him?
I saw him and I heard him.
Mm-hmm. Tell me what you saw and heard.
His name was Mark and he died on the battlefield.
His name was Mark?
And he died on the battlefield.
Uh-huh. What kind of battlefield?
Where they would, like, shoot guns and stuff.
Was it like a really old-time battlefield or a current battlefield?
Current battlefield.
Like in an Afghanistan battlefield or that type thing?
Kind of like Iraq or something.
Uh-huh. And what was he saying to you?
He talked through things with me.
Uh-huh.
I don't see him anymore, though.
Uh-huh. And when he was there, what did you two talk about?
He told me how to get through a hard situation.
Mm-hmm. What was the best advice he gave you?
That part I really don't know. Well, he said if my brothers were being loud and obnoxious, then I should go in my room and talk to him.
Yeah. Was he nice? Where was he shot? Shoulder? Is that what killed him? Mm-hmm. How did he feel about being dead?
He didn't explain that part. He said it was painful, though. He missed his family, and he missed his home, and he said he missed being there.
Yeah.
And that he wished he could be there with his family more often.
Mm-hmm. Did he like talking to you? Yeah.
He said I reminded me of his kids.
Yeah. Why do you think he was talking to you instead of someone else?
I don't know. I'm kind of like a unique person. You can't find much people like me.
Yeah. Yeah. And why do you Why do you think he doesn't show up anymore?
Maybe because I'm older. I don't know.
Yeah. How old were you when he was coming there?
10 or 9.
I think about 10, maybe.
Yeah. So I've got a question for you in a minute, but I want you to think about it while we take a break. Because I'm curious what you call winning, what you call victory, what you call what it is you want, and how you determine whether you are, because you say you want to do what you want your parents to do what you want, and so I'm really interested in what that is, what you call winning. If you could write the script for your perfect life, what it would be. If you get to make all the decisions, get to do everything you want to do, I'm going to ask you what that's going to be. What would the perfect win be for you? You think about that while we take a break.
I was acting like a teenager, stealing her mom's credit card and going out the door.
You bought duct tape, neon yellow fishnets, and a dress. What were you going to do with duct tape? Well, I'm here with Aneska's parents, Dave and Melanie. They're here because they say they have no idea how to successfully parent their troubled 12-year-old daughter, Aneska. Before the break, I asked you if you could like just write the script, and when you left here, your life was going to be exactly the way you wanted it to be, where you didn't have to be angry anymore.
That would be a miracle.
What would that be like? Who would be in your life going forward? Would your siblings still be there? Brothers and sisters still be there?
Oh, yeah. Likely if they didn't annoy me.
What?
Likely if they didn't annoy me. They would still be living
a
happy life. It's got to depend on their behavior.
Right.
Like I said, I'm the man in the house.
Yeah. You run things. So in your script, you would be the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Would your dad be there?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about your mom?
Yeah, she wouldn't run the house, though.
She would?
She would cook dinner for me, though.
Right. All right. And would your dad go to work? Would your mom leave the house during the day? What would happen? You just get to do everything the way you want it.
My dad would stay home and be a stay-at-home dad. And then my mom, she would work. Let's just do that the opposite way.
She would go work?
Mm-hmm. We can switch things around. I think my father needs a break for some things.
Okay. So he would stay home and your mom would work. And what would you do?
I would run the streets.
You'd run the streets?
Uh-huh.
And what would you do on the streets?
Go shopping.
All right, so it's 9 o'clock, you're out the door, you're going shopping.
Wait, which one, 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.?
9 a.m.
Oh, I wish it was p.m.
At 9 a.m., what would you do?
I would eat my breakfast, get up, and get out the door, run the streets, shop, then go back home, get a bottle of water, and go to the gym.
Okay, work out?
Mm-hmm. Then I'm done for the day, and I just go lay down in my bed.
Okay.
It's a quick day for me.
Yeah. And you do this every day?
Mm-hmm. That's what I would do when I'm a teenager.
Yeah. Would you eventually get married?
I don't know. I think the best thing, maybe I should get married when I'm like, 50. Because I got a lot of anger issues, so you might not want to be around me. Plus, men start fight a lot.
Yeah. But you wouldn't put up with that.
I would not put up with that. He would be out the door in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah. One time when you went shopping, you bought duct tape and neon yellow fishnets.
Yeah.
And nail polish and a dress.
Mm-hmm.
What was that all about?
I don't know. I took my mom's credit card.
Yeah, well, what were you buying those things for?
I was acting like a teenager, stealing her mom's credit card and going out the door.
What were you going to do with duct tape?
Stick it on my head. I don't know.
Of course. Aneska's brothers and sisters say they are terrified of her. Mariska, her 10-year-old sister, says she can't sleep at night because she's afraid Aneska will come into her bedroom and kill her. We'll talk about that when we come back.
The maddest thing my sister has done to me is she starts chasing us around the house with the knife. I was pretty scared. We were like screaming and crying because we didn't want to die.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My husband is addicted to video games. He didn't even come out for his own daughter on her 14th birthday party.
I've been sick, Rachel.
Is he choosing gaming over his family?
You bought a flat screen on vacation to play your video game?
Yes, she said go ahead, do it.
So I didn't have to hear him bitch the whole time.
Her temper is out the roof.
Was that her temper?
Yeah, that was her temper when she gets mad at me.
Well, you're a little thin-skinned.
That's tomorrow.
Closed captioning provided by
Pure Silk Moisturizing Shave Cream for legs that look and feel like pure silk.
Legs like pure silk.
Earlier this year, I discovered that Aneska had a Twitter account, and she had gone and taken a picture of somebody else off the internet and placed that as her profile picture. She was posing as a 16-year-old girl. Dave and I were so alarmed that we put passcodes on all of the computers. On another occasion, Aneska had made a video where it stated that she just might be a stripper when she grows up. I have no idea where she got this idea from. This is just one of the things that she has done that we can add to the list of things that we can't explain.
Well, Melanie and Dave are here with their daughter, Aneska. They say that she can be very charming, that she's very well-spoken, and that they're very proud of her in so many of the things that she does. But they say that she can also be explosively violent, and they think that that is not good for her and it's not good for the family. They say Aneska often gets what she wants because she looks so sweet and cute. But her parents say all three of her younger siblings actually fear for their lives when she's around.
When my sister's angry, she thinks she's the boss of everyone, even my mom and dad. She's really annoying, and she doesn't stop when we say stop. She's not that polite. She likes everything to go her way, and if it doesn't go her way, then she'll like scream and like get really mad, and then if we're around her, she'll like hurt us and stuff. She's bad when she hurts people. She punched me in the face and I was bleeding. The maddest thing my sister has done to me is when me and my brother were inside watching TV. She was like, threw a knife, then she banged her head on the wall, and then she goes to the kitchen. She grabs an even sharper knife, and she starts chasing us around the house with the knife. So we went into my mom's room. I was pretty scared. We were like screaming and crying because we didn't want to die, and we thought she was gonna kill us.
Now, the kind of rage they're talking about is this level of rage.
Manage yourself, Aneska.
No!
That's unacceptable.
No! Take me! I just need one last chance!
stop kicking the wall.
Oh! If you don't take me, I will probably hurt someone.
No, I'm not changing my mind.
Knock it off. Wow.
You're taking me, so I don't care!
That's very different than the little girl that's sitting right here.
Now I'm pretty terrified.
Huh?
Now I'm pretty terrified. I haven't heard that for a long time. I haven't heard myself screaming for a long time.
Yeah.
Now, instead of having the tantrums so much, she just basically tells us where to go and does her own thing. She'll leave the house and run away. She wants to come back when she wants to come back.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
The what?
Isn't it better than screaming like that? Am I right?
Yeah, but we're not keeping you safe when you just take off and do what you want.
Okay, that part is right.
She totally threw the family into chaos, threw my life into chaos.
You almost broke my ankle.
So that was the allegation of abuse.
I had to sign a household safety plan keeping him away from all the kids.
We have a lot of fun here in the studio audience.
If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click Be in the Audience, or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445. Do you think your father has the right to tell you to go to your room, sit down, study, go to school, get
Not
up?
if he hits me on the head.
Tell us what she's talking about.
There was a situation. We were sitting at the supper table as a family, and Aneska was sitting on the couch, being an individual.
She was out of control.
She was out of control. She was swearing and used some pretty colorful language on me. I just couldn't take it anymore, so I got up. And I used 4 fingers, and I tucked her hair.
And
I asked her to go downstairs to her bedroom. Grabbed her by the arm, started walking her through the kitchen. And she just jellyfished on me, and I went head over heels into the cupboards.
You almost broke my ankle.
So that was the allegation of abuse.
I got a scar from it. Well, I think that's a scar, at least.
So at that point, it was a few days later, Child and Family Services come down to the school and take all of my children.
You had to go into a hotel or...
I couldn't go home for...
8 days.
8 days. She totally threw the family into chaos, threw my life into chaos.
And in order for me to get the children to come home so that
None of them would have to go into foster care. I had to sign a household safety plan keeping him away from all the kids. And my other children couldn't sleep because their dad wasn't there.
I was allowed no contact with my kids. None.
And it traumatically affected the other kids as well. And that night, you took off from the house. Do you remember? And you went to go make things right with Dad, but she took off in the dark and I couldn't find her and I had to call 911. And we had the police out searching for you. And it's a regular occurrence, having to have people help me find you or go out looking for you. And it's not fair to the other kids to have to drop what they're doing so that they can come with me to go find her or to go deal with issues around Aneska. It's hard on everybody.
Aneska doesn't just struggle at home. She struggles everywhere she goes.
You're kicked out of school. You're kicked out of gymnastics. Your family's in chaos. Do you think you should change the way you're behaving?
I want to, But no one's helping me out here. Like, come on, people, help me out here.
You know we've been trying to help you, Aneska.
I know, you've been doing it for 12
Aneska
years.
feeds off of negativity.
Did you feel badly about the problems you created for your father?
Yep. I felt bad.
What did you tell me, though?
I don't know. What did I tell you?
You told me that you were...
Yeah, that was when I was upset, Mom.
What did you say?
I said, I don't care that my dad got sent away.
And you might just do it again to try and break us up.
But that was when I was angry.
But you're always angry, honey. And you do things out of anger that affect the family.
Want to get something off your chest? Sign up for the drphil.com community and weigh in on your favorite episodes and share your personal stories with other community members. Plus, get started on your own blog to share your thoughts on the topics that interest you most. I'll be reading those message boards. Log on to drphil.com today. We've run out of time today, and there's so much more to get to. Next time, we're going to hear from Aneska's 10-year-old sister, who says she's afraid to sleep at night because she believes Aneska could kill her. Plus, why Aneska's father believes foster care may be the best thing for Aneska to keep his 3 other children safe. Is there anything that can be done to help this cunning, highly manipulative, violent, yet adorable and charming 12-year-old? Here's a preview of tomorrow's show.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Your sister said she wants us dead. Your brothers and sisters are afraid of you?
Yes.
Do you want them dead?
No. But can you try and keep them away from me?
If we continue living in this type of chaos, foster care is an option for Aneska.
You do have a decision to make. And I'm going to tell both of you, you're in way over your head.
Plus, is he choosing gaming over his family?
You bought a flat screen on vacation to play your video game?
Yes, she said, go ahead, do it.
So I didn't have to hear him bitch the whole time.
Her temper is out the roof.
Was that her temper? Well, you're a little thin-skinned.
That's tomorrow.
You don't want to miss that. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Memories can kill ya, but it didn't hear ya. I thought that I could fly, but woke up on the asphalt. I swear there was the last time. I've always been naive, call it.
You know we gon' get it. Ooh, you know we